Guys, do you remember that money you paid for while applying for visa? That IHS fee you paid for, the one you paid for yourself, you paid for your spouse, your wife or your husband, and you paid for your kids. Do you remember that fee, that money, that IHS fee? That IHS is Immigration Health Surcharge. I paid $901 because it's being paid in dollar, not in pounds. Do you remember that fee? Do you know that you can actually get reimbursed back 100%? Yes, you heard me right, 100%. You can actually get reimbursed 100% of feedback. Ha! They really said information is powerful. Information is key in this UK. Ha! Information is knowledge. And if you want to make it in this UK, you need to have information. Did you know that I just got paid 2 to 3 weeks ago, my IHS fee? Like, I just got reimbursed. Ha! I did not know. I was ignorant of this until a couple of weeks ago, and I met a friend. We were just discussing, and then he said he's expecting his IHS refund back. And I was like, which IHS money? The one we paid while coming into the country? He said yes, that if you work within the care sector, you are eligible to get refunded. I was like, I don't understand. And he said yes, that they've refunded him, and this is the third payment. I was like, please tell me how it works. So if you're working within the care sector and you have your pay slip, it is very simple, and the process is very simple. I think this is one of the simplest processes here in the UK. We all know that UK processes are very hard or very complex, but this one is very straightforward, and it is very, very simple. Within 1 minute, you're done. That is why I applied though. I applied and I just got reimbursed. You know the joy in it when you got free money that you did not expect, money that you've paid long ago, and then all of a sudden you just got an alert, pam, you see $300, $400. And I said, let me come and tell you people. There might be some of you that already you're aware of it, but there are some people that might not know like me. So if you know that you want to get reimbursed back, just sit down and I'll take you through step-by-step process of how to get back that money. And it is one of the simplest way. Like within 2 to 3 weeks of you applying, if you're eligible, you get refunded. So stay back and I'll take you through the process. Don't forget to comment all of your questions down on the comment section, and I'll be there to respond. Also do well to subscribe. So before we get through the process, there are some things that you need to do. First of all, you need to have worked in health or care, social care, health or social care. Either you're a carer, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you work in a domiciliary care, or you work in a care home, you are eligible for this. Even if you've come into the UK for over 2 years and it's now you are having a care job. Because for me, when I came into the UK, I did not work for the first almost 1 year. I did not work. So the payslip I used was about 2 years later payslip after coming into the UK. That is what I used to apply, and then I got paid. So even if you've not done care before and you're planning to do care, or you did care as soon as you came into the UK and you have another job, you are still eligible, so long you have that payslip from your care company or your care agency. Because excuse me, for me, I worked with an agency, it wasn't a company, so that was the payslip I used. So first of all, you have to have worked, because there is a process and there is a procedure for it. So first of all, you need to be working in the care sector. It's a patient, you're working with patient, like you're working in the care sector, then you can get reimbursed. So what they do is that they don't pay the entire money all at once. So what they do is they pay in installment. It's 3 instrumental payments. So for me, I paid $901, and they would pay you 3 times. But for you that paid for yourself, for your spouse, for your children, it's whatever you paid divided by 3. So everybody gets same instrumental payment, which is 3 instrumental payments. So if you pay $1,000, $5,000 for yourself and your family, that $5,000 or $1,000 or $900 is divided by 3, and then you will be paid the first part, and it's done every 6 months. So what you do is you screenshot or save your 6 months pay slip, and that is what you would use in applying. So the process is quite simple. So long you work in care and so long you have your pay slip, then you can apply for it. And if there is a time whereby you don't have a 6 months pay slip, that you were sick, because for me there was 2 weeks I didn't go into work, so I used the doctor's report and I still get paid for it. So I'll be showing you how to go about it. So without wasting too much time on talking, let's just get straight into the process. So for easy access, I'll just send the link on the comment section below. So if you want to apply, you just need to click on the link and it will take you straight to gov.uk.com. So when you get into the page, first thing you will see is get an Immigration Health Surcharge refund if you work in health and care. And then you scroll down to where you have Start Now. You click on Start Now and it will take you to another page where you see some questions. As the applicant paid for an Immigration Health and Surcharge for their current visa, which is yes, that is what you paid while you were coming into the UK. And if after you've paid that first one, because this is my second payment, I've paid for my postgraduate visa fee and I also paid for IHS. So this is my second IHS fee before I'm applying for it. So if I'm still working in health and social care for a long time, I could still apply for the first one and for the second one. So you click on yes and then you continue. And it takes you to another page and it asks what type of visa does the applicant hold, and you click on others depending on what you have. If it's skilled worker tier 2, whatever visa you have, but for me I click on other visa and I continue. And the next question is, has the applicant had a job in health and social care? So this is very important. You need to be working in health and social care and you have to have a 6 month pay slip for you to apply, and you continue. And the other question is, does the applicant work in health and social care for 6 months? And yes, and continue. When working in health and social care, what was the applicant working an average of 16 hours per week? So this is another important part. I think the criteria there is you just have to be working in health and social care. You have to have worked for over 6 months, and then per week you have to work a minimum of 16 hours on average, which is if you're a student. So they made it very open for both students and for full-time worker. So if you're a student, you know, normal rules in the UK is if you're a student, you have to work only 20 hours per week. So they are saying the average hours for you working in health or social care is 16 hours. So if you can work up to 16 hours per week, then you are eligible for it. And then you click yes and next. And the next thing is to check your answers, and then you continue with your application. You put in your names. If you are the main applicant is supposed to put his or her name. So if you are the main applicant, maybe you're the husband or you're the wife, you're the one that applied, then you'll be the one to apply also for these reimbursement processes. And then you put in your date of birth, the month and the year, and it will take you to the next page. And you put in your insurance number, which is your national insurance number. So after putting in your national insurance number, it takes you to another page where you have your IHS number. So you have to put in your IHS number. Like I said earlier, I have 2 different IHS numbers, so it's depending on the one I'm applying for. So currently I'm trying to get reimbursed for the first one I paid while coming into the UK. That was in 2022. So I'm trying to apply for that one first. When I'm done with that one, before I would apply for the one I paid recently for my graduate visa. And like I said earlier, they pay in 3 installmental payments. So I would have to finish collecting that first one. I've collected just the first one and I've applied for the second one. So I'm waiting for the second payment, then I'll apply for the third one. And when the application is complete, like the reimbursement is complete for the first one, I'll move over to the second payment. So yeah, I'm going to be putting my first IHS number I had for the first payment I made. So after putting in the IHS number, the next thing that I ask is your email address. So you put in the email address and then you continue. And the next thing is your UK number. You put in your UK number and it takes you to the next page. And then it asks you, do you want to add any dependent who have paid an IHS fee? This is the sweetest part of it all, because you're not just only getting reimbursed for yourself. So long you've worked in the UK and you paid the IHS fee for yourself and for your family, you'll be reimbursed back for them, not just for yourself but for them also. So that is one of the sweetest parts of this reimbursement. You don't only get reimbursed just for your own, but you get reimbursed for your family as well. So you put in yes if you are applying for yourself and for your family. And then you give in your dependent details. You put in their names and their date of birth and also the IHS number for them as well. And you continue. But if you are not applying for dependent like me, you are like me, only know I can't come. When coming into the UK, I came in by myself. I did not come with any dependents. I didn't come with anybody, no husband, nobody. I came on my own, so I did not go through the dependents. I didn't apply for any kids. Then you put in no. But if you come with your dependents or your husband, your wife, or your children, and then you are supposed to click on no, and it take you to the next page. What is the starting date of the 6-month employment period for the application you are claiming? So for example, if you started working in care 1st of April or 1st of January 2024, you put in 1st of January 2024. If that is what is showing on the payslip, is the date that is showing on the payslip, that is the date that you put in here. And then you click on continue. And then it's asking, would the applicant like to subscribe to get a reminder? So this is also a very good one. That is why I told you, if you remember, I told you that I've applied for the second one, because in this place it's asking you if you want to be reminded for you to apply, because after payment has been made or after 6 months time, it then prompts you to apply for your second payments, because automatically it's thinking that you just have 6 months pay slip, so after 6 months you can reapply. But if you have 1 year pay slip, like you've not applied before and you've been working in care for over 1 year, if you have 1 year pay slip and you've applied for this first one, I would advise you to wait. When this first one get approved, then you can apply for the second one almost immediately. You don't have to wait 6 months time to apply. So then you click on yes, you want to get a reminder, and then it takes you to the next page and it asks what is the name of the applicant employer. You put your organization name. You mustn't put the employer's name. You put in the name of the organization you're working for, and then you continue and it takes you to what is your job title. You put healthcare or support worker or doctor or nurse or what have you, and then it asks you what is the applicant's job setting. Is it in a hospital? Is it a GP practice, care home, community, or others? You put care home because that is where I worked, so I'll just use my own as an example. And then it takes you to a page when it asks you to check the details of the employment, and it asks you if does the applicant have another job within the NHS. If you have, you say yes, and if you don't, you say no. And then you continue and it takes you to the last page of where you upload your pay slip. So it gives you an opportunity to upload your pay slips. After you're done uploading, it clicks on continue, and then that is all. And it also gives you the opportunity to upload, maybe you have sick leave. For example, if you don't have a complete pay slip for a month. For me, my pay slip is being, I have weekly pay slip because my payment is weekly. Like I said earlier, I work with an agency, so it's not a monthly payment, it's a weekly payment. So in a month I have 4 pay slips. So 4 pay slip for a month times 6, so that is quite a lot of pay slips. And for a month I did not go to work for 2 weeks, so there was like a gap, a space. So I had to upload sick notes because I was sick during that period. So I had to upload a sick note that I was sick, so that was why there is a gap between that period. So it gives you the opportunity to also upload if you don't have 6 months pay slip. If you were sick, you were healed and you couldn't go to work, so you can also upload those other evidences, and afterwards you just submit, and it automatically gives you a reference number. And after 2 to 3 weeks, if your application is completed and if every check is done, you will get refunded. So one more important thing you should notice that whichever account you use in making the payment, that is the same account your refund is going to go back to. So for me, while I was in Nigeria, I did not have a dollar account, so I used a friend of mine account. So when I got paid, the money was returned back to their account. So if you know you did not use your own account to make that payment and it was a stranger's account to use, or you cannot have access to the person that made the payment for you, then you would not be getting your refund back. Although the refund will be made to that person's account back, that initial account you use in making the payment, that is the account the payment will be getting into. So before you try the process, before you do the application, make sure you get in touch with that person and inform the person prior to them making the payment into the person's account, so you don't have any issue at the end of the day. I hope you found this video helpful. Do well to subscribe and don't forget to drop whatever questions you have.